Money, they say, is like bees. You can keep them and get some honey out of them. However, if you're not a skilled, diligent, and cautious beekeeper, you may be stung, get into serious trouble, and even suffer significant pain. Just like beekeeping, when it comes to managing your wealth, if you play your cards right, you'll reap the benefits of always being in a stable position in your life. Mistakes, no matter how minor, have the potential to destroy the wealth you have worked so hard to accumulate. In today's video, I will share with you 10 things that will destroy your wealth. Welcome to Thrive-tastic. If you're new here, why not hit that subscribe button and join our community? And as always guys, give this video a thumbs up for that YouTube algorithm. Number 10. Gambling. The first law of gambling is that the odds are always in favor of the house. No matter how close you think you are to winning, please resist the urge since it's a ruse to take your money. You could be on a winning streak when playing slot machines or card games. However, in the long run, the house will triumph. It's a well-planned illusion while you're at the casino, as they aim to keep you there as long as possible. They will provide free drinks, and the surroundings will deceive you with its lack of natural light, rendering you unable to discern the hour. Our addicted brothers and sisters squander more money in gambling dens, ranging from $55,000 to $90,000 each year. And that's already enough to establish a business that will support your way of life. Number 9. Cars. These raging beasts are a sight to behold, and it's even better if you own one or two. However, don't be too hasty in spending your money on such an asset. This is due to the fact that it comes with a lot of baggage that will undoubtedly damage your wealth. Why? Well, if you buy a new car, you will have to pay extra monthly or yearly fees to maintain it. This includes things like car insurance, installment payments, finance charges, and down payments. We haven't even factored in the amount of fuel you'll need to do your daily chores or the parking fee. This will amount to approximately $450 each month in addition to the $35,000 used to acquire the car if it was new. Perhaps you reason that buying a used car instead of a new one, which would have cost $20,000, would be a wise decision. Sure, you saved a few dollars, but the truth is that you simply purchase a liability that depreciates every day. According to statistics, a new car depreciates about 15% in the first year of ownership. Following that, it falls by another 15% per year. So 3 years later, if you were to sell the same car, you'd only get $10,000 to $18,000 for it. That car shop doesn't seem all that appealing now, does it? Number 8. Debt. Now don't get me wrong, debt isn't necessarily evil. If used wisely, it can help save a failing business or even establish an excellent income generating stream. What I'm referring to are school loans and credit card debt. With up to $1.6 trillion in student debt alone in the United States, these two are the most well-known American dream slayers. Avoid the allure of attending a more renowned university than you can afford. It puts you into debt that will take a long time to pay off, rather than enrolling for a local university that will accept you for a lower fee. You could also consider applying for grants and student scholarships. When combined with student loans, the majority of students find themselves deeply in credit card debt after spending their whole college years on credit purchasing items they can't afford in cash. These obligations are carried into adulthood, trapping many people into tremendous debt. Despite receiving a substantial paycheck at the end of the month, many people wind up broke because a large percentage of their income is spent repaying all of their debts. Number 7. Financial illiteracy. According to Alan Greenspan, the largest challenge in today's age and economy is a lack of financial literacy. It's no surprise that many people are deeply in debt and stagnating despite having well-paying employment. Nobody wants to learn about financial management. They'd rather wing it when it comes to their finances, oblivious to the fact that financial knowledge is powerful. We simply believe that if we imitate what others are doing, our bank accounts will get larger. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but your financial situation is as unique to you as your fingerprint. There is no such thing as a one-size-fits-all solution. You must learn how to balance what you spend and how much you earn. To build the most manageable budget for you, understand the worlds of accounting and investing. This type of knowledge will be useful in the long run. A lack of it, on the other hand, will destroy your riches faster than you earned. Number 6. Eating out. Did you guys know that you probably spend roughly $3,000 each year on takeout? That's 5 times what you'd have spent if you'd cooked the food yourself. Don't even get me started on the amount of time you spent waiting for your delivery, or how long it takes you to pick up the delivery personally. Cooking your meals at home would save you a lot of money each month. This money can be saved in your emergency fund for hard times. This not only saves you money, but it also allows you to eat a hot meal every day. You can also keep track of how many calories you consume. You may even customize your meals as much as you like without worrying about the restaurant forgetting to add more gravy again. It's also healthier to prepare your own meals. Don't fall into this money trap and let your fortune be taken from you while you sit back and watch. Now, here's the question before we go on with our list. If you were given $40,000 in cash, where would you spend it? Perhaps buy a car, or maybe a luxurious vacation, or treating your friends out? Please let us know your answers in the comment section down below. Number 5. Wrong relationship. Being in the wrong relationship could cost you a fortune. You probably didn't realize this before now, but studies show that the average man spends close to $120,000 on dates. A wedding costs roughly $34,000 to plan, plus $6,000 for an engagement ring. Can you imagine spending all of this money only to be served with divorce papers? Don't you think it's quite expensive? According to a survey, millennials entering into marriage protect themselves by obtaining a prenuptial agreement in case things go wrong. In that situation, they'll leave someone else's life with something in their pocket. I'm not sure who this is for, but you should be cautious when entering into relationships because the wrong one will not only cause you emotional pain, but will also deplete your wealth. The average marriage that works out in the United States is 50%, so it's crucial to know this before diving in head first. This means that if you toss a coin, you'll be able to predict whether or not your marriage will work. In the event that things do not work out for you, it costs an average of $13,000 to effectuate a divorce, not to mention other expenditures such as alimony and child support that you would be responsible for. Without a doubt, we must invest wisely in order to avoid these costly mistakes. Number 4. Shopping and fashion. Shopping has become a popular habit all over the world. And when someone earns a little bit of money, the first thing that comes to mind is how they'll go to the mall and shop till they drop. Even thinking about purchasing Gucci bags, Louis Vuitton shoes, and a Rolex watch just to make an impression. Stop it. You don't need the most expensive suit in the room to create an impact. All you need is a normal-looking one that is crisp and clean. We've all been guilty of dressing excessively just to keep up with the Joneses. However, we end up looking rich on the outside while our bank accounts beg for assistance. That's why, to minimize your temptation of overpaying, we need to be very thorough in our shopping. And it would be perfect if we accompanied ourselves with a shopping list. A detailed examination of this will reveal how much money is lost in thrift stores, shopping malls, and luxury brands. All of these purchasing sprees lead to debt and even more debt if you aren't careful. Number 3. No emergency fund. Living without an emergency fund is like going on a hike and not bringing an extra bottle of water just because the instructor stated that you will return from the cliff in 6 hours, only to become dehydrated when your only water bottle falls off a cliff. What I'm trying to say is that life is unpredictable. It is critical to have an emergency fund on hand. There is no set amount of money that you should keep on hand in case of an emergency. Some argue that you must have saved 3 times your monthly income while stating a specific sum. What is certain is that failing to have an emergency fund will leave you bankrupt in the event of an accident or tragedy. To protect yourself, you'll have to pay out of pocket or max out your credit. This, in turn, will result in a number of financial stresses in your life. You'll be left wondering where your entire salary has vanished. Number 2. Alcohol. Some argue that a little wine every day is more beneficial than harmful. But have you ever stopped to consider the financial consequences of drinking? Heavy drinkers are suffering out there, so you're lucky if you only drink a little. People have already consumed more than 6.3 gallons of beer and 900 million gallons of wine in 2018. You'll be astounded if you do the math. Even more astonishing is that the wealthy and well-educated are the ones who are indulging in this joyous affair. Avoid another money pit because we've all heard those stories. Those who are once at the pinnacle of their careers, both in terms of position and pay, end up losing their jobs because they drink far too much. Isn't it a waste of good talent to show up late to work or even deliver incorrect reports? And number 1, jewelry. Hip-hop has a strong influence on our dress code, as well as the glitz and splendor that adorns our attire. You won't see many of these superstars without a cool iced-out chain or a stunning Rolex watch worth millions. Consider the case of Lil Wayne. For example, he possesses a $2,000 pinky ring and Rick Ross's $1.5 million custom-made chain. In reality, possessing such items may jeopardize your wealth. Did you also know that jewelry depreciates over time? Probably not. Therefore, the next time you spend millions of dollars on jewelry, you should think again about it. Even if you buy high-end jewelry, it will not return the amount you paid, even if you resell it in a day. Jewelry is only a status symbol for which you would not need to invest money. At the end of the day, the value of your riches is not determined by the gold chain around your neck. Be smart. One last question before we wrap it up. Of the things mentioned in this video, what are you guys most guilty of? I'm sure we all have that one thing that we can't seem to get enough of. Please let us know your answers in a comment section down below. Thank you for watching this Thrive-tastic video. So if you found it valuable, consider subscribing to our channel and joining our awesome community. And if you're still hungry for more, we handpicked this awesome Thrive-tastic video for you to watch next. Rich people use these 11 psychological tricks to make more money.